I remember when I first, let's see, when we flew into Costa Rica, it was late we left the MTC, drove to Salt Lake. It had to be somewhere around 6 or 7 in the afternoon, and flew to LA. And then in LA, I think it was something like 11 o'clock at night or something is when our next flight went to Guatemala City. Got to Guatemala City. I can't remember when it was, but when we left LA, but we got there, I remember sometime around 5 in the morning. It was still dark. And so we got to see the sunrise. There were about 8 or 10 of us that went down at the same time to Costa Rica. And we got to watch the sunrise from the airplane somewhere above Central America. So that's the biggest thing I remember from the start, was watching the sunrise and the clouds. You see little mountain peaks popping up, and pretty idyllic. It was kind of cool. But flew down there to Costa Rica, and I remember the first thing I thought of was, wow, it's humid. It shocked me. And I'm from Texas, where it's not, it's not very dry. It's East Texas is pretty humid, but it shocked me from living in Provo for 2 months learning Spanish and getting down there. Lots of busy work you have to do that first day. Lots of stuff to get your visa, to do immigration requirements and training and stuff. So there's much more being shuttled around and getting pictures and fingerprints and stuff than I thought we would have. And I don't know if it's different in other places, but in Costa Rica, it all had to be done within like 24 hours. So we were rushing around like chickens with our heads cut off, getting everything done. But that first week, it was wonderful, and also very shocking at the same time. I realized I really didn't have any way of communicating with the people. I thought I had learned Spanish, but no, you get there and it was something else. The people, they don't speak fast Spanish in Costa Rica, but I still couldn't understand them. And we had a slew of discussions set up the first day when I arrived, and that was back when we had discussions, and so all I could do, I couldn't remember them, so I went ahead and had the book in front of me and I read, but I couldn't understand their responses or anything. But it was one of those things where it's almost a testimony building experience. I didn't know really what they were saying, and I was just praying that I could understand what I was saying, but I could still feel the Spirit. So that was a wonderful help to me then, to keep discouragement and doubt at bay, that I knew something was working and they could understand. If it was only just my companion, they were still feeling the Spirit, and at least my objective was being worked on then. But it was a wonderful experience.